Hi, you guys. I'm Kat, and I hope you come hang out with me on Kat Sadler Now. On my weekly podcast, I continue to ask the questions. I've been interviewing people for more than 25 years now, but that doesn't mean I've found all the answers. Make sure to listen to Kat Sadler Now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
You miss me?
Yeah, you've been gone for a long time, girlfriend.
I know this is so weird. I feel like you and I haven't spoken in forever because we really haven't. I FaceTimed you, and I think I FaceTimed you one time since I've been on a trip. But you guys, I'm back. I was on vacation for like 6 days.
Yeah, that was really long, and I feel like you were so occupied with all your kids that you really didn't have time
Yeah,
to. Did
I
you feel
really
relaxed or
didn't.
no?
I don't think you ever feel relaxed, but I am someone who I know people think it's crazy to take your kids on vacation, but for me, it's like I don't want to wait till they're 10 or 15 to take them on vacation. I'm at my prime right now. I feel like young and this is like the time I want to take them on vacation and enjoy myself, but I am so tired. We just landed like 2 hours ago. We literally fed the kids. My mother-in-law, she's a real one. She brought us lasagna over so that when we got home, we could just, like, feed them lasagna and all, like, shower and go to sleep, and
Oh, I feel like she
that's
always
her.
does that. Shout out to seriously people who have a home cooked meal
Yeah,
for you, when you deliver your baby or come back, from a long trip.
so
That's
true.
amazing.
I remember after I came back from my honeymoon, she had, like, a care package and, like, just, like, food for me and all that stuff. She does that a lot, even after I have babies and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's so
Yeah,
nice. That's so nice.
I know, it really is. Are you stuffy?
Oh yeah, I haven't told you I've been sick.
Oh my gosh, you this is weird because she's never sick, you guys.
I know, but I we said that, and now this is my second time getting sick in the last 6
Oh,
weeks. And you
no.
guys, I promise, it's the damn gym. I haven't been to a public
Oh, yeah, dirty.
gym. Yeah, they're so dirty. I mean, and I go to a nice gym. I go to Lifetime, which is I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lifetimes, but I just feel like it's a gym because no one around me recently have I been around that's been sick. So it's why am I getting sick all of a sudden?
And it's, like, summer, so that's super weird.
Exactly. So oh my god, it was been horrible. The other day, my throat was killing me.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Well, so yeah, you guys, I have been gone. I really haven't been paying attention to things. I think at one point I hit up Chantel and I was like, "Hey, like, can you do updates or something? Because I don't even know what's happening." But when I was on vacation, I did feel a little bit judged, Chantel.
By who?
Oh my gosh, you guys. So I brought my 3-month-old, and usually, like, when they're that young, I mean, I did. The one thing about us is like since my first child, we've always taken them on vacation, right? Like we always do no matter what. We're big on that. Twice a year we try to go on trips. And I brought my 3-month-old, and it's 4th of July weekend. So obviously the resort we went to was busy. You guys, do you want to hear the craziest thing ever? I'm sorry, but one of our listeners came up to me.
I know. I told people on Patreon that.
Oh my gosh,
But
you
tell them the story.
did?
Yeah, it was my episodes, 5 minutes.
Yes, this amazing mother. I don't want to say who just in case, but she came. So we got like a cabana a couple of the days just because like we have, it was me and my brother-in-law, and my sister-in-law, and we have kids, and like little ones. So we're like, okay, like let's have shade because Florida's like super hot. We went to Florida, and one of our listeners, like it was like towards like the end of the day, she comes up to me and she's like, Roxanne, and I was like, I was like and I'm with my sister-in-law who, like, doesn't, like, listen. She doesn't even know anything really about the podcast, and my husband. My husband totally does, obviously, and she's like, hey, she's like, "I listen to your podcast, and I love you and Chantel." And me and her DM all the time with each other. She's, like, a mom of 3 young kids, I'm pretty sure 3, and she, like, she always talks about, like, motherhood and stuff, and she was like, and I look in the background and I see her husband, and her husband's looking at her like she's crazy for coming up to me. And she even said, she's like, my husband was like, don't do it, don't do it. And she was like, and I know you didn't want to, I listened to your last episode and you didn't want to tell people people where you were going just because like the weird stuff happening with social media. And it was just so funny that and my husband was like, "What the hell?" Like he could have never imagined that. But I'm telling you, my husband and sister-in-law were like, "What the hell?" Like they were just so shook that that happened and that she had recognized me. And she was so sweet. She was like, "You look so good," and like she was just so sweet. And she saw
That's
me with like
so
all the
fun.
babies and stuff, and yeah, she was so sweet, and I just thought that was so funny. So shout out to our listeners because that like I feel like you're like, damn, like you really like how you made it if you're like on vacation and someone comes up to you, you know?
Yeah, I swear, like, that never happens.
Yeah, it was so wild. But anyway, so someone comes up to me while we're on vacation. Or no, no, it was like, okay, so it was like a man in his 50s, 60s, probably like a grandpa. I don't even know. Like, anyways, I am walking past him. Elle just woke up and my husband has like the other kids and I'm going to like meet him and she has loads of sunscreen on, a hat on, and we also have a pool floaty that we were using with like shade for like her age. And he looks at me and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "That baby shouldn't be out here right now." And he's with a woman and she's not saying a word, like around the same age. And I was like, "Oh, like, yeah, no worries. Like, she has a lot of sunscreen, she was just sleeping. I have a bunch of fans, like, no worries at all." And he's like, "No, it is worries. Like, you should not have her out here. You should take her in. This is not the type of weather you should be bringing a baby in." And I was like, when you're so shocked, like, you don't even know how to react?
Like, I'm just so confused because, like, what do you think they did back in the olden days? Like, when there wasn't even, like, homes, the babies were out in the cold and in the
Or
hot the
like
whole time.
Yeah, or like people like there weren't sitters, and she was completely fine. Like we were so
Yeah.
prepared with like fans and everything. But I swear to God, I've never felt like so. When like you're Chanel, like this happens to you where your whole mood changes.
Yeah, oh my
Like I
gosh.
was in a funk the rest of the day.
I mean, that's just so rude for someone to do that to
Yeah,
you.
and I just wasn't expecting it. And I thought he was joking at first, like kind of, and I was just like, "Oh, no worries. Like she's good,
It's
you
not like you're
know."
at, like, Coachella and your 3-month baby's with you, and you're on a family
But
vacation at a
there's
family
a bunch of
resort.
families,
Yeah,
exactly.
family
Yeah,
resorts in Orlando. You can go to the room at any moment. I'm sure you guys were taking breaks. You guys had a cabana.
totally.
Like, it's just so dumb for someone to even comment.
Oh my god, I was so embarrassed though, and I just like felt really guilty. And usually, I swear, usually I do leave them. Like I've left. Like last year, we went to Mexico. I left Jack with
I
my
watched him, didn't
in-laws.
I, for a little bit? Oh, no, I
Yeah,
didn't watch him.
you've watched some of my kids like when I've gone on trips and stuff. So I just like my mom works and my mother-in-law like is having back issues, so it's just like hard for her. And so I'm just like I don't have anybody else. So I don't know, it was fine, but I swear to God, like, why are people like that?
Yeah, no, that's weird. That's
Even if you
crazy.
think that, I mean, again, it's family, it was 4th of July, it was very busy with a bunch of families, young kids and things of that sort, and I have very tiny kids, like, as you guys know, I was 3 weeks early, and my kid was, like, in the 3rd percentile, I have tiny kids, so she probably does look maybe smaller. So, I don't know if he thought, like, she was just born or something. I don't know, but to me, it was, like, more disgusting that the woman next to him just, like, watched him, like, talk shit to me like that and just stood there, and I was just like, "Okay, let me, like, go find my husband and my, like, in-laws right now."
Yeah, I just
So,
think in general, he shouldn't have even said anything, so it's weird.
yeah, it was weird. Anything happened, Chantal, while I was gone with you? Like, or just, like, in general, like, with, Bravo World?
I mean, like, Bravo World, there's a few things that happened, but no, not with me really. Like, I was bored, like, the whole time being at home a little bit.
Oh, wow, okay. Did you
Our
miss me,
weather
though?
wasn't great. What'd you say?
I said, "Did you miss me, though?"
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, okay,
There
thank
was there
you.
was a there was a void there. I don't know if it's you not cut like you cussing me out saying, "Let's record," or something, but there was something there.
Yeah. I know, I swear I was having so much anxiety about the podcast, too. And then when I did FaceTime you, you were, like, in bed. I don't even know what the hell you were doing. I don't even know what time it was,
It was like
but you
10:30 in the morning. I don't know why you were at the pool.
and, I mean, when you're on vacation, you wake up at, like, 8 AM and you're at the pool, but why were you sleeping at 10:30 in the morning?
No, I think I was just, like, laying in bed or something, like, I had got in bed.
So right before we left, like all this Melissa Feaster shit happened, and basically some psycho troll released messages because the psycho troll has no loyalty towards anyone, and
Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below the waist grooming. Whether it's for your husband, baby daddy, or father figure, our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package. Whether it's for the boys downstairs, his beard, or even the best pair of underwear out there, Manscaped has all of his bases covered. True story, I always wear Vale's boxers to bed. I don't know what it is. It's almost so much more comfortable for me to wear boxers than to wear pajamas or even just like girl underwear. The Boxers 2.0 were designed with a simple mission to make the most comfortable boxers a man could buy. Or women, hey. It starts with a jewel pouch, a dedicated space that cradles your stones in place with a proof-rated performance fabric for extra breathability. And it's approved by me, who always wear my man's boxers to bed. And when I see when he's wearing them, I just love it. And he would die if I was saying this, out loud. But trust me, girls, it's the best. So if you guys want Manscaped, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code TRH at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code TRH.
Whatever. But anyways, there was like all these like texts of Melissa Feaster, and you can tell that a lot of them with these texts with Melissa Feaster, like she did not start the conversation. Some things could have been like edited or just like cropped, or I don't know. But all I know is in a lot of the texts, Melissa Feaster was talking mad shit about Teresa Giudice. And it's just so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me that this woman had the opportunity because of her husband, because she would have never had this opportunity if it wasn't her husband. Now we can freely say it, and I feel good about saying that because it really was because of her husband. But she had this opportunity to do this podcast, and I'm telling you guys, in April, she had reached out to Teresa and asked, what went wrong? Like, why aren't we doing this anymore? I can't believe this is happening. What's going on? When all along behind the scenes, she was talking to psycho troll accounts that aren't stable, who like are constantly 24/7 just like worried about, Real Housewives, and they do like this for free too, which is like really scary. And it was just like, a lot of text of Melissa Feaster just talking mad shit about Teresa, and then also like talking about me and saying like, oh, just because Roxanne comes from a good family and is a good mom, like we all should stop. And I'm just like, is
Oh my
she on
gosh.
crack?
I really just I can't wait for the day that we really just like bat an eye to all of this because
I
it's just like not worth
know.
it. And it's like, I don't think it's gonna stop for now, but eventually it will. It has to.
I
There's
don't think
rumors that
it
you
will
can
stop.
say.
I don't think it will stop because they're just people who, this is they really don't have a life outside of this. This is truly their life. This is their everything, and any type of attention, because they don't get it in their home life, like they get it online. So they feel good. Now, do I think they're going to still be getting attention when the show's like over? No. But do I think they'll still like criticize every move and tear someone apart, tear someone, who's on the show down like 24/7? Yes, I do think that. But yeah, I'm at a point where although we're like obsessed with Jersey, we're just so over the season and how it panned out. So I do think, it sucks because some fan accounts, some troll accounts have ruined it. And I do think that housewives should no longer speak to accounts because of like this is like a learning lesson, and it sucks, but I really think it just does no good because there's like those bad apples who will hype everything up or just like make things sound worse, and like everyone else knows they're crazy. Like Bravo knows they're crazy. Bravo wants nothing to do with it. Bravo thinks like what the hell is wrong with these people? But yeah, Chantal, I'm
And
with you.
it should just never get this far, It's like the good things should happen, by becoming friends with a housewife. Like look at Christian Grey and Vicky on their podcast. Like that's
I
like the
know.
fun things that should happen from coming on like and having a relationship with, with people and like having that it's like years and years and years that you're in this like Bravo world. So it's like it shouldn't become like that's this dark, and it's just sad that it does.
And the difference between, like, let's say, for example, a Christian Grey, like, first off, go follow him on social media. I die at everything he posts, but he's always been like obsessed with Vicky Gunvalson. And now they have a podcast with each other. And it's so amazing because he's like, respect the queen, Vicky Gunvalson. The where Melissa Feaster went wrong with Teresa was she thought she and Teresa like
We're
were
equals.
and it wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, the queen of Bravo," like how Christian is about Vicky. It was never like that. It was like, "I should be the first in the photo. I'm mad that, like, that I'm not gonna be first in the photo. Like, it was never looked at like that. It was always like, "You want a picture of Teresa? Then you need a picture with me," type of thing. And, like, that also went wrong because I felt like there was, like, a lot of jealousy with that.
Oh, for sure.
So while I was gone, the funniest thing happened was that Chanel Ayan from whatchamacallit, Dubai actually accused Melissa Gorga of buying her Instagram followers. And it's funny because
Which
someone
you've said.
yeah, we've known this because allabouttrh.com, like Laura and I have written articles about this back in the day with Twitter when she would get 100 to 200,000 followers in like 2 days and they would be all robots, and this was Twitter. So this was Twitter back in the day. So she would always get fake followers, and so would Joe. She'd buy them for Joe too, and this was like part of her PR thing. So we would like look them up, and you don't just like gain 200,000 followers in a couple of days, and she would. So we've always called her out for having fake followers because we're like, you're just such a loser. So, anyways, so this account, another account that they're great on Twitter. It's Housewife Junkie One. They wrote Heather Dubrow, Tamra Judge, Kenya Moore, Erica Jane, and Teresa Giudice are all housewives with less followers than Melissa Gorga on Instagram. And it shows that Melissa Gorga has 2.8 million followers, and it says, let that sink in. I just want you guys to know that in the start of last season, she had 2.1 million followers. And then by the time the season ended, she had 2.6. She is the only housewife ever to have gained 500,000 followers during a season. No other housewife has done that. And tell me that is not like the biggest joke ever.
Yeah, and it's not like she posts things to become viral, it's like not
Yeah,
like
like
she does
she's not like an
anything.
influencer
Yeah,
or
she doesn't do anything
anything.
to be on her
No.
thing to like
She
to
posts
gain
like
traction.
giveaways.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
to gain traction really, So it's
No.
just
She's
it's
the
just so
only
full of
housewife
shit.
in housewife history to get almost 600,000 followers in a season, Melissa Gorga. So and obviously that's like so delusional. And that was another thing about Melissa Feaster, you guys. Like Melissa Feaster went from there was a time that Kelly Dodd had called her out. She went from 5,000 followers to 20,000 followers, and then in a day she went to 100,000 followers. Now we used to call out people all the time because we would write articles about this on allabouttrh.com, and it is so easy. You can spend $2 on buying Instagram followers, and then you go look at the people's followers. It's not only just having like a like just like no followers, like how people have fake followers is if like let's say they have someone from a different country or something, and it's like they're following like 1,500. You can tell all their posts are just completely fake and they have like 2 followers.
Yeah,
But
and you could tell too, like if someone's posting a picture or like a reel and they have like over like let's say a million and they're only getting like 5,000 likes and
yes.
5,000 views, it's bought because their engagement is not
Oh
there
my
and it's
gosh,
just
yeah.
weird.
For example, like with Melissa Feaster, when we were looking at hers, she has like 100,000 followers now. And she got that in a matter of a couple days. And then if you look at her views, she only has um like 2,000 views on her videos. And I don't think you can buy real views, to be quite honest. I'm almost
No, you
positive you
can't.
can't. So that's what's telling. Like it's
Yes.
fine if like let's say she had 50,000 views, but to have 2,000, like you just know. um, but yeah, so I just thought it was so funny for her to be called out because even Alexia had called her out last year on Watch What Happens Live and was like, she has fake followers. So like everyone knows it's like a real thing that she has fake followers and that she's like Delulu. And even Joe, like Joe has the fake followers, and it's all like it's so Chantal, it's so cringe.
It's just weird. It's just weird. Hopefully, like they regret doing that and and are embarrassed by it now because
I
like you
don't think
can't
so
take it
because
back.
Chantel, that's from day one when she came on the show. When only Twitter was a thing, that's what she would do. So I don't think she regrets it. Um,
What did you
another
feel about Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, Lindsay being pregnant. Well, we had posted about it as a blind like a month ago or at least like a few weeks ago. So for it to actually that blind have been true is crazy. But I do think it is like super messed up because we did find out that the reason that this blind came to life was because Dorinda, is that her name Dorinda from
Yeah.
she had on Traders like had said the reason that Lindsay was originally cast before Sierra, and that the reason she didn't do it was because she was pregnant. And I don't. The first off, this is like Lindsay's, one of her. I mean, she's been pregnant before, but no one should ever tell people when you're pregnant if you've not announced it yourself.
No, I think it was so crazy of Dorinda, like, she's so nuts that she would do that, and so, like, it's not your place to tell anybody that, but it makes sense that if they were gonna be on Traders and she told the producers, right?
Yeah, but oh yeah, of course. So,
Yeah,
but still, like for her to
I
have announced
know.
that was so gross. I think it's crazy. I don't know. I just feel like it's like super backwards and she does this where she obviously does really just want to be a mom. But it's like I also think it's so important that you're a mom with someone that you know and you know that it's like a not like a guarantee because you never know what's going to happen but that like you are I don't know how to explain it because I don't want to offend anybody but I just think like with her we saw this before where she got pregnant in a short-term relationship and I just think you shouldn't do that because you don't know what your future holds with that person, there's like really no actual trust there.
Yeah, someone said that someone told us about a little bit about that. They said that her boyfriend's a doctor who works in technology. They
Oh,
dated during COVID, a stressful time to be dating for him. So they both liked each other but broke up just due to outside circumstances. So they caught up with each other this January and began dating and hit it off again. And they met each other's family, had the same goals, and Lindsay got pregnant. They are both thrilled. He has traveled to many of the weddings this spring where she was
okay.
able to bring a date and plus one. So many of the summer house cast already met him, Amanda, Kyle, Carl, for example. And then she said Lindsay wants to keep his name private for now. Hope this scoop helps. I was like, okay, thanks.
Okay,
That's
wow,
from
okay.
Julie.
All right, shout out to Julie.
I know she gave us all the tea right there. But I know it just and Lindsay had commented on a post about Dorinda spilling it, and she literally just like
Yeah,
called her gross. So
yeah, I thought so. Um, Another thing that I thought was funny that we just found out is that Danielle Cabell is throwing a party like a housewife. So basically, that event that we went to, that charity event that we went to, she's doing it again with Melissa and with Rachel Fuda.
oh my gosh, you're
I
lying.
know, I know, I know.
Okay, please, girl, make your VIP section a lot bigger and
I know.
disclose like what you make and who's getting the money.
Well, it says on the thing, it says portion of proceeds go to Sunrise Day Camp. So
Portion.
portion. Right, right. I just think, it's so funny because I remember that when she first did this with obviously Dolores, Jennifer, and Teresa, she had said, and this was like when she first started, where her episodes hadn't even aired, and she was like, we should do this like every month where it's like a tour. And it's like for someone to just be that confident when it's one thing if like Chantal she treated people right, but just like to know that she doesn't treat people right and that she wants people to come out to like pay for her. Of course, like portion of this will go to a charity, but to me this is like more about a fame thing. Like just because when we went to that last charity event, the way that she came out and she was like, "This is the best day of my life," and she didn't let Dolores, Teresa, or Jennifer speak, and it was just her. And at this point, only 2 episodes of her first season came on. It was just, like, so scary.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. I'm just still in shock that she's still doing this event.
Well, but how funny that Melissa is doing it and Rachel Fuda is doing
I
it.
know.
Now, obviously, we all know Thirsty Fuda would do it, but Melissa's, like, doing it just, like, for a slap in the face because, like, Jennifer Aiden complained about the situation, so, like, now Melissa's like, "Yeah, I'm down to do it," but I find it interesting that Margaret, because you know for sure that she asked Margaret as well, but the fact that Margaret isn't doing it.
Well, oh, I know. That is funny. Did you also see that Joe is finally doing a comedy show again and he's doing it in Atlantic City, I'm almost positive. And he's having
Oh.
like the boys, like he's having Fuda, all the like basically the guys.
John Fuda?
Yeah, he's basically having all the guys be special guests at his show.
What is John Fuda
What
gonna
is
do for
funny about
us?
John Fuda?
Oh
Except his
my
face.
gosh. No, really, what is he gonna do for us? That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, so people, like, had asked Danielle, they were like, "Are you gonna pay yourself back for your time?" And then she's like last time, every penny of profit went to Sunrise Day Camp, Staten Island,
Yeah, but
and we'll
what's
right
the
go back to
profit though? So like
right.
what is your charge in this? Like we want to know what you're charging to throw this party.
Right, and then it goes, "Why, so why didn't they participate the first time? Is it that you wanted star power first, and when that didn't work, you decided to go with the others? Just saying it looks suspicious." She goes, "No, we weren't as close as we are now. If so, I would have had everyone except Jackie." Someone
Okay.
wrote, "Went to the first one, won't go to this one." I'm dying.
I mean, we went to the first one, we won't go to this one, so
Oh my gosh, I would never ever go to this. No, not. I mean, like, yeah, we like went because, like, again, Teresa, Dolores, and Jennifer. We didn't go because of Danielle. Like, no, we
Oh,
were
yeah,
so
no,
all
I
set on
know.
that. You guys, I'm so freaking excited because Orange County is in 3 days, so we will be doing a recap of Orange County.
I know, what'd you feel about the trailer?
I thought it was amazing. It was so good. I think this season is going to be so good. I think Tamara's definitely gonna somehow piss me off, though. I
Oh,
will be
100%.
honest. I will.
Even in the scene, there was a scene they were all working out. It was her, it was Tamra, it was, Jen, and then it was Emily, and, like, Emily's just standing there, you literally could just tell she's, like, up Tamra's butt already, and I'm just like, "Come on, this is gonna be a
Yeah.
crazy season."
Emily's for sure gonna piss me off because what we know is that Emily is like the bad guy this season. So, which is crazy because she was annoying last season, but I swear anyone these women, they'll do anything to keep their job. Melissa also actually just did an interview for next season and they were like, "What can you tell us about the future?" And she was like, "We really just like we don't know what's going to happen. We really just have no idea." So, it's crazy cuz really the Housewives of New Jersey absolutely have no idea what's happening and I
I'm
think that
sure
they're freaking
I'm
out.
sure what was, like, the biggest, made them so shook was, like, the whole reunion not happening, so, like, now that they
Yeah.
don't know,
And
they're
that's
probably like, "What the
never
heck?"
happened. Exactly, they were all cocky and, like, talking
And we know
shit.
that they're, I'm sure casting and trying to find new people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were also cocky, talking so much shit, just saying, "Wait to the reunion," and then
Yep,
Bravo really whoever kept saying that, Bravo was like, "Okay, well, there's gonna be no reunion because you guys won't shut the hell up."
crazy.
There's also an event coming up in Michigan with Captain Lee, Chantel,
Oh my
and
god,
I
I look what I just sent you.
well, no, one of our listeners sent it to me, and they were like, "Just so you know," and then I sent it to you on Instagram.
Oh, I
Um
didn't get it on Instagram, let me see.
Oh, so you just sent me that on your own?
Yeah,
Wait, that's weird.
that's so weird, actually. Oh my god, I haven't even opened up the story.
Yeah, well, I'm so down on going.
Oh my god, me too. I just
Yeah.
messaged him on our podcast one. I was like, "Hey, we met you at BravoCon. We're gonna try to make it just to see, if he like says like, oh, girls come."
Right. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, good. Well, I think we should absolutely go.
Oh yeah, I'm so down. We also I think are gonna. I bought tickets to Paige and Hannah like when they come
I
in
know.
December.
Yeah. I know. I'm excited for that
But
too.
yeah, send us like when people are coming here because me and Roxanne always forget until like they're here.
Right. Exactly. But back to OC. So there is a couple of things with OC. So Tamara says, stay tuned. You haven't seen everything yet. I did well, no, so someone wrote, Tamara took the incident and ran with it to make it a storyline. A true friend would tell Shannon this behind the cameras and tell her she needs help and still be there for her. And Tamara says, stay tuned. You haven't seen everything yet. I did tell her in private right after the DUI that this was a wake up call and she needed help, but she turned on me because she didn't like what I had to say. And then she's like, I refuse to enable this behavior. If okay, so if you're my best friend, I absolutely think you should hold me accountable. But it's also how you say things, and it's like, I am in the wrong, right? Like, I did something so terrible, I did something so wrong, and I'm aware of it. So when someone keeps telling you, and then, like, I don't know, I guess,
No,
like,
she almost embarrassed her and blasted her in front of everyone. It's like you weren't there for me in the right way. She just wasn't.
yeah, like, I feel like you should hold someone accountable and you should not yes, I don't think you should enable their behavior at all, but I don't think you should be an asshole about someone when they're already so down, and there's obviously so much going on with Shannon. I'm not to say, like, I'm gonna defend Shannon, but I do feel like there's so much going on because, listen, at the end of the day, Bravo's messy because what did Bravo do? They sat there, they brought Alexis back, and Alexis is dating someone who, first off, Shannon got a DUI leaving that man's house. Shannon was head over heels in love, obsessed with him, and he treated her horrible, called her names, like would call her fat, say all these terrible things. Now he's dating Alexis Bellino, and then Bravo brings Alexis Bellino back. Like, Bravo truly is messy, but I guess, like, that's what happens. Like, if you want fame, you have to expect this to happen, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, I think that's crazy, but I am just so excited, Chantel, to talk about Orange County just because I'm
I know.
so
I'm excited to
over.
watch like a good show that we haven't we haven't
Yeah, I
we've
feel
only
like we
really
haven't
been
watched.
I know.
Like
Because
we didn't watch anything
there's only
good.
2 shows now on. There's only Dubai and New Jersey, and
Oh yeah, and I'm not watching Dubai. I'm so sorry. You guys, summer's
yeah.
hard for me. Summer's hard for me. Um, So also in other hot topics, Jackie Goldschneider was saying that the show was so dark, and I thought this was interesting because she says, "I think that social media and the way we talk about each other and everything surrounding the show has gotten so toxic. Aside from the show itself, the way we're talking about each other has gotten so dark and so toxic, and I can't complain about that if I'm contributing to it." She's like, "I've committed that I'm not going to say a bad word about any of my castmates anymore, and I think that moving forward with respect for everybody, this is how I would like to proceed." And then she said, "I
Oh,
yeah, she said, "I think that basically it's all gone too far and that we're just really every day destroying the show more and more by tearing each other apart in the press, so I'm not gonna do that anymore."
I agree. Like I feel like in a certain
Jackie's
other
smart, dude.
yeah, and I just feel like in other franchises, like if you even said one crazy thing, like everyone would go up in arms, like, "Oh my god, how dare
Yeah.
you?" And like this one is just like all hands, like it's like all bets are off, you know. So it's wild in New Jersey.
Yeah, and but I do
It
think
really
she's
has gotten
right.
so dark.
They really are tearing the franchise apart. Like, I absolutely do agree with her because, it's just gotten so messy where you're like, "Okay, like, none of you guys like each other," and it's one thing not to like each other, but when none of you guys do, and then you guys, like, keep trying to put out a narrative hoping that your side lasts and that you get asked back and the other side doesn't, it's all just too much, and I think that finally a Melissa who talks the most, and Margaret and Rachel Fuda's like irrelevant, but she talks quite a bit too. But Melissa and Margaret, they're like, okay, we need to really just shut the hell up. But I just thought that was interesting that Jackie is a very smart person. Jackie and Teresa also went out to dinner. I saw that. I didn't see that until like a few days ago, but I guess they
Oh
went on a
yeah,
double
like
date.
they did like a double date with their mans.
Yeah, I know that was cute.
Yeah,
I
that
have
was
to,
really
like, look
cute.
at the photos. I do think that they genuinely like each other and vibe with each other now, just like how all of the girls on the shows have not liked each other at one moment or said something horrible about each other at one moment, and now they're, like, good. That's where Jackie and Teresa is, so I also get annoyed about that when people are now like, "Oh, yeah, that's fake," but it's like, half of these people didn't talk. I mean, look at Danielle. Danielle didn't talk to Melissa and Rachel Fuda. Danielle and Rachel Fuda had problems. Now Danielle's doing this event and they're both doing it with like for her. So what?
Yeah, people can change and people can like
Yeah.
tolerate you at certain points in in life, and people can get over things and like just like let me get over it, you know? And like they probably have a, common ground, and that's what it is, and like they're rolling with it and they're hanging out.
Yeah.
Nothing we can
Yeah.
do about
So
it.
I know. But I think those are like the main hot topics. I just wanted to like talk to you guys because I feel like, it's been Chantel was like, Chantel thought I was coming tomorrow. Like I
Yeah,
was
I
landing
literally thought
tomorrow.
you were like you're putting everyone to bed and you're like, let me just do one, so like you don't have to worry about it. But I
Yeah,
can't believe you got home.
you were like to me, just call it on your phone. And I was like, why would I call it on my phone? And then like
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I was just
yeah.
so confused.
And I was like, "No." First off, in what universe did you know how blown up I was getting, like, while I was on vacation? I could not answer anybody's phone calls. And in what universe would I be able to? Because, like, first off, I have young kids, like 5, 4, 2, and, 3 months. And what universe am I gonna sit there and be able to do a podcast with them in the room?
There
There's
was a
just,
weird
like, no way
video you
possible.
posted of like this like belly dancer like dancing on your 2-year-old Jack, and like wow, how do they have this in
Oh my
Orlando?
god. So it's
It
so
was so
crazy.
uncomfortable.
Why was it uncomfortable? I thought it was so funny and cute. Are you
No,
joking?
not cute. Like a girl with this like these belly dancers and her like
No.
stomachs out. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh, no. So there is if you are in Orlando, Florida, you guys know about this place, Chantal. It's just like
I know.
when we go to Mexico, because we always go to Mexico and there's like so many restaurants like this, but there is a restaurant in Florida and it's called, I don't know, it's like a Greek restaurant in Orlando, Florida, and it's so busy. Actually, I will say I was a little bit uncomfortable because I just felt like there were so many young girls like dancing and doing TikTok videos on the table, and I was just like, oh my god, if my daughters are like this, I want to cry. But, like, I feel like that's how the girls are nowadays, like, they just do TikTok videos at, like, 13 years old, and they think they're, like, the most hot thing in the world, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, remember how ugly we were at 13, Chantal?
I know.
It's so crazy how different it is, but, yeah, so there was, like, this, like, famous, like, Greek place there, and it was so fun, and I guess when it's your birthday, they will have you go on the table and a belly dancer will dance with you. Well, my son's birthday is in 2 weeks and my nephew's birthday is a few days before that. So the belly dancer came out and my son and and my nephew, she was dancing with them, singing happy birthday to them, and then they throw napkins everywhere. And I don't know, it's called okay, I'm gonna say this wrong. Taverna Opa. Is it
Okay, I don't
Taverna
know.
Opa? It's really famous, and it was so much fun, and if you like, I wanna show the video, but then I don't not because 'cause I'm scared, but my son was loving it. My son is the friendliest kid in the out of all my kids, my son is the friendliest, and he was loving it. He was dancing on the table, jumping up and down, like, dancing with the belly dancer, like, couldn't wait to blow the candles, and my girls were just judging the belly dancer because
Oh, yeah,
I
they were, like, so shook, you
yeah,
could tell.
yeah, but yeah, it was so if you're in Orlando, that is such a fun place to go to though. It really was. It was so packed and the food was pretty good too, so I thought
So
that
are you
was
happy to be home?
um I'm happy to be home because I always feel so dirty, in a hotel. Like the hotel wasn't dirty. I just feel so dirty. And then also like I had to wash bottles in there and it was just
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the amount okay, so my whole thing is, like, if I'm gonna go on vacation, I do wanna go. I went for 6 days this time because, I'm packing Chanel, I spent freaking 4 days packing for my kids.
Yeah,
I
it's a
packed
lot.
so much, and it was a lot, but I just felt so dirty, so I'm happy to be home, but, like, I just, like, I love, seeing my kids, like, they were even in the bed, while we were just like, they had one, like, these, like, lame arcade stuff, and they're all 3 of them are just, like, laughing and just, like, just, like, playing with each other, and they're, like, playing rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and I'm just like
That's really cute.
I know, I'm just like, "Man, this is, like, what life is about."
Yeah,
So,
no, I
I don't
agree with
know.
you.
But yeah, like, I'm happy to be home. I have so much laundry to do and things of that sort, but again, I missed you guys. I was
Yeah, she
like,
did. She clearly did.
uh,
She got off the plane. She's like, "Let's do a podcast."
I literally was in I laid with Charlie and Sloan, and I text Chantel and I was like, "Hey, do you wanna record?" And you were like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden I tell her, "I just landed," and you were like, "Wait, what?" I'm like,
No,
"I know.
literally.
I know. I'm so tired. I'm for sure going to sleep after this," but,
Well, good
um
night then.
okay, wow, okay. Well, we'll be back with Orange County.
Yeah, this week.
We're gonna reach out to some people from Orange County in the past, and we wanna do some interviews, so we will get that started now that Orange County is back, but yeah, we missed you guys. I hope you understand that. Yeah, sorry that we haven't really recorded very much, but make sure to join us on Patreon. We do 2 additional episodes. We have such a great community on there as well. But be sure to please subscribe and write a nice review for us on our podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to us and follow us on Instagram at All About TRH Podcast. But we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week and we'll be back for Orange County. If you guys have not watched Orange County, watch it while you're running errands, chores, like folding your clothes, watch it because to me, I think Orange County is like top tier, even better than Beverly Hills, like
Yeah,
back in
like
the
I
day.
recently, you guys just caught up on Orange County in the last like
Yeah.
2 years. So I watched it all like in within like probably 3 months, and it was just
Yeah.
amazing.
So good. So
They
I want
they
to
go
rewatch it
through a
again.
lot. That show
Yeah.
goes through a lot because it was the first one. So like it was like a lot
Yeah.
figuring out who was the main cast. You know.
Yeah. So good. Well, anyways, we'll talk
Bye,
soon, you
guys.
guys. All right. Have a good one. Bye.